Good evening, everyone. Hi, Shaila. Welcome to the program. Appreciate your presence. We have Nikita. Welcome, Nikita. Welcome, Urvashi. Welcome, Niang. Appreciate your presence. Open up your videos if you are settled.
Hi.
Welcome, boys. Would really appreciate if you open up your videos.
Hi, Manish. Thank you.
We'll be starting in a while. Few more will join us today. But in the meantime, if you can open up your videos and tell me something about you. What do you do? From where you are? And if I get to know if you are a parent, what is age of your child? This will definitely help me during these 3 days to connect with your parental needs. What do you do
Hi.
from where you are? And if you're a parent, what is the age of your kids? Yes, Nikita.
Hi.
Your
I'm
voice
sorry
is
I won't
really
be.
breaking.
One
It's
by
not
one.
very clear.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, right. Yes, Nikita, you were telling me something about you.
Yes. So, hi, I'm Nikita Mittal. I'm from Delhi and I'm currently pregnant. So, when I saw your ad, I thought of it as an opportunity to maybe able to give the best to my child who is due now anytime, maybe in a month. So, yeah. So, that's why I joined this course.
Okay, and professionally, you do something?
I am an interior designer, but I'm not working currently.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks a
Thank
ton,
you.
Nikita. Appreciate your presence. Yes, Moise, about you?
Yeah, hi, Manish. I'm from Hyderabad. I am an HR professional and I'm blessed with 3 daughters. And daily, I have been trying to put all of them into discipline, but I think it is becoming more and more challenging for me. So I realize, I think probably, I should understand this more in detail because I don't think it is easy to manage kids, especially when they're growing. So I thought, I'll get some, some kind of guidance, and that is the reason I joined. I was trying to join this class.
Right. Thank you, Moise. Appreciate your presence. Good to know about you. We have Surumai. Surumai, that's how you pronounce your name, please. If you can tell us about you, what do you do from where you are? Unmute, please.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
My name is Surmi Ramshin. I'm from Kerala, and I'm now doing a Montessori teaching job.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to abroad now. So I think even if I'm a teacher, also I'm a parent also. So I heard about your online course, so I have got interested because nowadays there is so many mistakes when growing children's with the parents. They are also happening everywhere. So it's better to me when as a mom also I need to study about this parenting coach.
Which country are you moving?
UAE.
UAE, you can go and you can work as a parent coach also, along with your profession of teaching. You can build your profession there into parental coaching. We have a lot of coaches working there.
Okay.
Bahrain, right? Dubai, Sharjah, Oman. So they're already there. You can establish yourself there as well with the same certification. Good. Good to know about you. Appreciate your presence. We have Preeti. Welcome, Preeti, to the program. If we get to know about you, what do you do, from where you are?
Good evening. I'm from Mumbai and I'm a dietitian and naturopath. I also do acupuncture.
That's great.
Um, so my kids are into sports. So I was actually interested in this because as a sports parent, we face too much of pressure when the kids are playing at international and national level. So it was regarding that I joined your sessions.
And it definitely resonate with your current profile also. You're already into consultancy.
Yeah, I'm
Field
already
consultancy. This
into
can be
healing.
another area where you can help people. Wonderful, good. Yes, Urvashi, we get to know about you. Unmute, please.
I'm so sorry. Sir, my name is Urvashi. I'm from Raipur. I got married to Raipur, and I'm blessed with two kids. One is boy who just turned 4, and a girl. She is 9 months.
Okay.
So, joining you, there are two reasons. Firstly, I just want to make sure I don't repeat any mistakes, which I did raising my first kid. So that was the first thing. And the generation gap we have, and uh, things are different, how we got raised and how we have to raise our children. So things are totally different, so that thing I want to learn. And the other one is like you uh, like you informed the one who's from Kerala. We can I just want to I am a software engineer. I just want to try whether I can fit into this parenting course thing or not. So for that I want to learn this thing and check whether I'll be suitable for this job or not. So these are
Interestingly,
the
we have a
things.
lot of IT professionals who opted this as a
That's
career.
great.
Those who were
So
in
because
IT.
we have to keep learning in IT and having kids at our home, it's pretty different to study and then work, study and then work. So these things, I'm just not, these things are not easy, and that is why I want to switch my field. And this field I was pretty interested, and that is why I joined you.
Right, good. Thank you, Roshi. Appreciate your presence.
Thanks.
We have Nyang. Nyang, that's how you pronounce your name?
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call me Nyang, and yes, it is right, Nyang. Hi to every parents, and hi Manish. I'm from Pune. I have two kids. One is the elder one is my daughter. She is 5 years old, and the second one is my son, who is 10 months now. So I have decided to join your course because I want to be a better parent, and my fellow parents have already mentioned all the above reason, for which I have also come to join the session. And I have worked in corporate sector for 7 years, and I have experience of 7 years in corporate sector. So but in life, in my marriage life, I have to decide to give my priorities to my family first, because there were so many expectations from my office. So I decided to give stop that for a while, and continue my journey in some other profile, in a professional way, I'm saying. And this is the best option which I have decided. And it took around 2 years for me to explore myself, that which one is better for me, because I want to continue my job, but not in the field which I used to do in my previous work. So I think this is the best option, and I came to know about you in via YouTube, because I was searching as parenting coaching certification. Then the first option came up from your channel. So I am glad today that I could join your session, and I hope that this session would go smoothly, and will be beneficial to me and for everybody. I hope so. And for the next session after 3 days foundation, I want to join the next session also. Then we will discuss further. So thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, Nyang. Appreciate your presence. So we have Shalvi. Shalvi, we get to know about you. What do you do? From where you are?
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Very good evening. My name is Shalvi Singh, and I'm from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. So, basically, I'm working as a counseling psychologist for last 1 year. So, for coming in this course like deep parenting, it is very new for me because, of course, I'm an unmarried girl, but I want to learn for this. For my benefit and to understand these things about like what is exactly the deep parenting, and maybe in future I can be a coach or maybe a teacher to teach others about this. So
Wonderful. Good.
that's why I'm here.
Your existing profile resonates with this, and rather it will be, I would say, it will be an extension of your role, right? It will open your domain wider it to another level, where you will be able to help parents to raise kids effectively. So that way it will be an advantage. Good to know about you. We have Shaila. Shaila, we get to know about you. What do you do?
Hi, I'm Shaila. I have two kids. One is 9 years old and one is 6 years old. So I'm a homemaker. I've joined this course to help my kids know better and become a better parent.
And
I'm
you
from
are
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Thank you. Thanks, Sultan. Yes, Monica, we get to know about you. What do you do? Is it audible at your end, Monica? Okay, in the meantime, Santosh Kumar, can't see you. But if you can tell us something about you, what do you do, from where you are? Am I audible?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Santosh Kumar Singh from Odisha.
Yes.
I am a development professional.
That's great. Not audible.
Children terms of quality education, and particularly I was associated with program like ECC and literacy, numeracy, that kind of. And I'm curious to know about parenting related skills. I do believe that parents need to be oriented professionally so that they can guide their children in a better way. So there are a lot of techniques that I also know during my course of professional journey. So what exactly the differences and new techniques? So that thing I want to know. Thank you.
Right. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Satan. Yes, Monica ji, is it audible at your end? Can't see you. And so far, can't hear you. Okay. So she may join us later. This is Manish, and I'll take you through this journey of 3 days. I'll be facilitating this discussion over parental coaching, what this role is all about, and lot more about parenting we will be discussing. And since we are using this online media, I'm sure many of you are comfortable using Zoom as a participant. Like if you really want
Yes, sir.
best out of these 3 days, I request you to be conscious in this program, to be mindful in this program. And I'll give you a tip, and that tip is to keep your videos on. If you keep your videos on, then you automatically remain conscious about your presence. Because when your video is on, you know that you are being watched. Somebody is watching you. You automatically remain conscious, right? You will be able to avoid a lot of distractions around you. Most of us are attending this program from our house, from home, and it's a dinner time. A lot of chores are going on. I know there's a lot more which is bothering you at this point of time. But I'm happy that you chosen to dedicate this weekend to this subject. But if you keep your videos on, you will automatically remain conscious and you will be able to avoid a lot of small distractions around you, right? So this, if you keep your videos on, you will be able to participate more. The more participation result in more learning, right? So I'll tell you about my journey later on, that how I got into parenting. But to tell you, 2010, on 1st of April 2010, I started my journey in parenting coaching. So more than 13 years I'm into this profession, and I had this organization as president. It's an association of parent coaches, deep. It's not a commercial company, it's not a private limited company, it's an association, and I'm one of the founders, and right now I'm acting as a president of this association, and I will be facilitating this program. So during this journey, I'll tell you something more about myself. I'm raising two daughters. My elder one's birth brought me in this profession. So how, I'll tell you later, but I would really appreciate if you contribute in the program. This program, 3 days, we can make it a monologue or we can make it much more consultative and facilitative. And it's in your hand. I'll try my best to invite you to seek your viewpoints. So I will be seeking your quick responses on certain things. And if you respond with your viewpoints, we can get to know multiple perspectives. Many of you are already into the field of teaching, psychology, consulting, healing. I hope you all agree with the fact that in field of human behaviors, human psychology, the more perspectives we have, the better you can help someone. It's all game of perspectives. So if we are 12 in the meeting, we all 12 can contribute in each other's life. I can learn a lot from you, from your perspectives. I can share a lot of perspectives with you, and I would really appreciate if you are quick with your responses. There is a chat box option over here, you all know. Just write down yes in the chat box so that I know you know. Just write down yes in the chat box quickly. A quick yes in the chat box, because I'll be asking you a lot of questions and I'll be seeking your viewpoint. This chat box we will be using for seeking your viewpoints. You definitely have this comfort that you can anytime open up your microphone and talk. Don't bother about it, right? Anytime any question is bothering you, please ask. We don't want that we shall postpone questions. Ask there and then. And if I am seeking your viewpoint, I will be asking you to respond in chat boxes, or you can respond by unmuting your microphone. All set. So few more we have Rishika Tiwari, Rishika Tawri. Okay, so she joined us. Achal joined us. So if we get to know about you, please write down something about you in the chat box. What do you do, from where you are? And now onwards, I'll take you to a journey. Definitely I have an agenda to share with you. And I formally welcome you all on behalf of DEEP, which is Developmental, Encouraging and Effective Parenting. It's an association of parent coaches. And today onwards, for next 3 days, I'll be talking about you as parental coach. So to tell you something about this organization, DEEP. DEEP stands for Developmental, Encouraging and Effective Parenting. It's an association of parent coaches which got established in 2015. We were 13 when we started. Now we are 1,895 coaches working in 16 different countries. So we have coaches in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Nigeria, Oman, Kuwait, Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai, UK, USA, Canada, Iceland, Sri Lanka, and many more countries. Almost all continents we have presence, and the maximum presence we have in India, because this group is an Indian group. The organization is registered under Society Act in India. So that is why most of the coaches are in India only. And if we talk about our collective work which we have done in the past, in last 8.5 years, we have trained around 1 million parents through our workshops, seminars, and personal coaching sessions. We collectively have trained 11 lakh parents so far, and we are serving close to 210 school brands. You name the school brand, we are serving them. So they have different branches. Thousands of schools we have served. 210 school brands, national, state level brand we have served. This is about us. And with the milestone which we have, the next milestone is to enable 5 million parents in next couple of years. That's what we are targeting, and that is why we need more people to come in this profession and take it ahead and build their career out of it. So that's about us, about what we have done so far. And I'll start my discussion by having your viewpoint as a parent. I seek your views as a parent, if you can quickly respond. How many of you agree that parenting in today's time is getting tougher and complex? How many of you? How many of you think that parenting in today's time is getting tougher and complex? Most of us, I hope. We all agree with the fact. We experienced also, when all those who are parents, they are experiencing it. That as the life is changing, environment is changing, parenting is getting tougher, complex, challenging. Now, my question to you is, if we compare two environments, when you have been raised at that time and when you are raising kids as parents at this point of time, what is different? How it is tough today compared to yesterday's? What is different which is making it tough and complex today, which wasn't yesterday?
Technology,
Definitely.
maybe.
Technology, maybe. Okay. Technology,
Gadget.
gadgets, technology, one field, broader field is technology. Okay. Media, technology,
Environment.
which
Environment. She said
Environment.
overall environment you're talking about.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one is media environment,
The
tech
COVID
environment,
crisis.
overall
Yeah,
environment.
sure.
Any specific thing in environment which is making our job tough?
So maybe it depends on like families' behavior. They come from like what kinds of families? Maybe toxic families, or maybe parents. Sometimes parents were toxic. Their behaviors, like how to deal their children's.
But that
So
problem
these
was
types
there
of.
in yesteryears also. At that time
joint
also there were
families
people
are
from
less,
So like
nuclear
for
family.
nowadays, like toxic families are
Most of
there.
one by one.
mostly most of the parents are working
Hmm.
nowadays, and
That is the
earlier
point.
this wasn't the case.
2 points
But
I got. One is that we are getting nuclear. That is a change, right? Which
yes,
was not there yesteryears. We were in joint families. Now we are getting nuclear. On top of it, we have working parents, because of which the job is getting tougher. I buy these 2 points. That one, which was not there, we were joint, now getting nuclear. Second point we got is that
Get together in families have reduced.
yeah, that is also one point, that social gatherings we are not much part of, right? We are not mingled interpersonally with our families and public groups. That is also one point which is changing our
I feel that there is too much of competition between parents.
absolutely. This is between parents and overall environment where competition has increased.
Yes, in
Both
schools
ways.
and yeah, both ways.
Absolutely. So one competition which is there between parents, we can refer it as social and peer pressure which parents have, right?
Parents have become more possessive towards their kids. So even in school, if little complain, parents just reach up fighting with the teachers
Absolutely.
and all.
So we have one
also
child.
I
We
believe
are
that
getting possessive
earlier,
one by one. Just a minute.
yes,
Let me finish. What Preeti highlighted is a very important point. That since we have only one child, we are becoming over possessive, right? And I hope you all agree with the fact that it is making our job tough, right? Good point. Yes, Manikarna. Yes, Rishika. Go ahead.
yeah,
Hmm.
I was saying that almost the same thing, that the number of kids nowadays, it's limited, like now one or two. We have only either one or two kids, and so we are more possessive. And you earlier there used to be bigger families, more number of kids, and parents were not usually that much bothered, or they were not usually, they were more occupied with the families, with the
Other
cooking
kids.
part, or with the
Hmm.
taking care of the house part, and kids were just raised by the entire family. So
Absolutely. So now entire focus is on one or two kids, and on the name of
yes,
parenting, we are doing over parenting now,
yes,
overprotective parenting. True that.
yes,
And maybe it is also I can recall an incident shared by someone where we are thinking that this is our role. New age parent is thinking that my role is to do things for the child, to be in child's life all the time. That's my role. They get into a guilt if they're not there. Yes or no? Extreme of both ends. Maybe you are not at all there and you are always there. Both can be damaging, right? Both is giving you guilt. So take it. Good point. Yes. Yes, Urushi.
The food, the major thing.
Food got changed, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
So
it's
previously it was like roti sabzi, dal chawal, and parents like to feed dal chawal or Cerelac or something. But nowadays it's pizza, burger, and all.
Options. So your options are there. So I will say not
Yeah.
only food, these options are everywhere. Engagements got changed, food got changed, clothing got changed. Means these
Everything.
lot of options are making our job tough. Taken as a point, good point. Yes.
Also, I think influence from the social media, students, kids are getting a lot of influence from the external factors. We don't even know what they're watching, and that is influencing them as well, and their behavior is changing.
And this influences at both ends, at child's end as well as parents' end also.
Yes.
Right. But I take your point. The social media influences making our job tough. A blessing is turning out to be a curse. The tech media was a blessing, but we actually don't know how to use it, which is turning out to be a problem for us. Taken as a point. Good. Any other reason you find out?
Also, parents are, we as parents have gotten into a lifestyle, in a particular lifestyle. It's very difficult for us to change. And when the kids see us doing the same, like eating habits, social habits, media habits, social media, everything. So when the kids see us, they mimic us, and then it gets really hard for us to either discipline the kids or discipline ourselves.
I take your point. Overall, what we discussed so far, technology, choices, it is impacting both of us. Not only child, it's impacting us also. And that's what child is reflecting, getting reflection of. Taken?
Earlier, we used to read books. Even our parents used to read books. So that habit used to develop of reading. Nowadays, I don't find any kids with the books. They don't read novels. They don't know any characters of the novels also.
The reason is the pleasure.
Too
They are
much
not
of
getting
pleasure.
any pleasure out of black and white stuff, anything which is stationed. Like this child, if we just see when we were young and we were raised in early years of our growth and early years of our kids' growth, these kids haven't seen anything black and white. They have seen everything glazy, fast, moving from day one. So that is why for their brain is not conditioned to see anything black and white. This is not a single child's problem. It's a generational problem. They don't have pleasure in reading now. And even I have experienced, maybe you may have experienced, that when this, if you put any retro channel, black and white, and if you start watching, your child will say something happened to the TV, something went wrong with the TV. Why it is black and white? Why it is not colored? Because they haven't seen it. We can still, our brain is still conditioned to see something which is black and white, something which is slow, something which is stationed. They can't. They want everything in animated form, video format, fast. Right? So I take your point. This is also a challenge. Engagements got changed. We are more into digital engagements. One point which you highlighted, which is very important, I think that got somewhere it got summarized. Somebody highlighted competition is growing big. Peer pressure among parents, and also competition in that overall environment, competition to succeed is also grown to another level. Like when we were in school, at that time, the narrative in society was that if you want to be successful, you have to be fit for a career. Means it was survival of the fittest. That was the narrative. And today it is survival of the best. Because by only fit, you will not be getting opportunities. By only being fit, you will not get success. You need to be the best. Like I have a discussion after this program, which is on today. It is discussion on CA with a group of students. So I was searching facts that what is the pass percentage of last 10 years. Surprisingly, it is 8.33%. Last 10 years, pass percentage in CA is 8.33%. Right? Means every year around 18 to 19 lakh students are appearing for NEET, those who are aspiring to become doctors. but total seats in the country is not more than 1 lakh. If we count everything, or how many of them are qualifying NEET? NEET qualifiers are around 7.5 lakhs. 7.5 lakh students are qualifying NEET. That means they are fit to become a doctor, but they are not becoming doctors. The reason is infrastructure. They are not best. They are not best. They are fit. So only fitness is not going to help them succeed. They have to be the best. And these facts, these numbers, this competition is increasing our expectation from the child. Of course, it is this unfair expectation which will not be fulfilled with everyone. If I aspire that my child shall become doctor, like not mandatorily they will become. So what will it will result in? It will result in disappointment at both ends, at child's end, at our end. Yes or no? And there are certain careers where much disappointment is there. Like CA, I given you example. If we talk about medicine, there's disappointment. If anyone wants to become engineer, they will become, but they can't become doctor. There's definitely disappointment. So that is why, like, over expectations are there which will definitely not fulfill. That is why our job is becoming tough, because we don't keep this disappointment to self, we pass on to child. If we have pain, we'll never keep this pain to ourselves, we'll pass on to other side. If they have pain, they will pass on to our side, and it is increasing conflicts. So competition is one of the prominent reasons. So I really appreciate your points. Competition is one, peer pressure among parents is one reason, then nuclear families, working parents. These working parents always remain in a guilt of not giving time. And what they do? Out of guilt, they over deliver. They keep agreeing with the child. Yes or no? Happens. That guilt is making them do a lot of mistakes. Media, anyways, technology, media, social media is impacting. Even exposure of child to the overall environment is making our job tough. Now, this child is much aware of what is happening in every part of the country, every part of the world. They are over informed. Though it is good, but maybe we as parents, we are not updated. In a tech language, I will say that they are i7 computers and we are old core-to-do computers. Now, if we are not updated, definitely they are going to drive us. We can't drive them. Or if any core-to-do will try to drive i7, who will crash? i7 or core-to-do? Core-to-do will crash. And most of core-to-dos are crashing every day. Celeron computers, we are. And they are high-tech. We have to match up. I won't say we will be able to catch them in their understanding on technology, but at least we shall update. Yes or no? If you agree that today's parenting is tougher and complex, right? Then there has to be something which shall make it easy, simpler, right? And that's where the role of a parent coach fits in. Another question, if I ask you as a parent, definitely there are a lot of concerns and challenges, but do you have certain aspirations also? As a parent, those who are over here, we do definitely have a lot of expectation, but can you define any one trait which you want that your child must have as you're raising them? They must have that trait. Anything?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
I'm a I have a daughter, 4 years old. I nowadays there are many like depressions, many things are discussing in our online thing, suicidal. Even the 10 years old children are also getting suicide with like silly matters and all. So I want her to be a strong personality. Whatever happens in life, it will happen. Everyone will be not like have a good life and also I want her to be a strong personality.
Good.
I want her to face everything. We want to
You want
challenge
that your child
everything.
shall be able to deal with
Strong.
all the adversities of life.
Yeah, a strong
personality.
personal.
I request
Yes.
all of you to write that one trait which you want in the chat box quickly, and others also read those traits. That one trait, maybe you have many, I'm sure, but that one which is non-negotiable, confidence. Wonderful. Confidence is one. Happiness. Good. And I request that you also read others' responses. Independent, positive mindset, appreciate. Humanity, compassion, empathy, I told one. Huh? These are three. I know this, they'll mange more. Fighter, good. Obedient, okay. Quick. And when we read this, the child shall be confident, child shall be happy, having a positive mindset, being independent, being human, fighter, obedient, hardworking. Tell me, is there anything which you don't want in your kids? You want them to be hardworking, you want them to be confident, you want them to be fighter, you want them to be empathetic, you want them to be independent, you want them to be happy. Am I right, wrong? Technically, though, we want everything. And whatever we expect that my child shall have, believe me, all these traits we can contribute a lot in child's life. If you want through your parenting that all these traits get inculcated in your child, it's possible. It's possible, and you can get it placed, provided you are conscious about it. And this is possible through your interventions. It is possible through your interventions, and your interventions are going to be the deciding factor in this. And if your interventions are going to matter, then you shall be skilled enough to do those interventions. Yes or no? And that's where the role of a parent coach fits in.
Can I say something?
Yes.
What I do with my kids, I've got two sons. One is 19 and one is 14. I have a 5 years age difference. I've always been, me and my husband both, as they are in sports also, they have got to play for 11 hours. They're playing till national levels. So they miss school also. We are only their teachers mostly. We only teach them and all. So we have always been like a friend to them. We have kept ourselves open to such a level that they can come and tell anything to us. I mean, they don't feel scared, or they share everything with us. Let it be anything. Means it can be related to the physical relationship, or it can be like going out with friends, partying and drinking, anything. They just come and they tell us. The one thing which we have said is, whenever you're going anywhere with your friends, just inform us and go, so that we don't come to know by the third party. We are already aware what you're doing.
They tell you because you know how to listen, both of you. That's very important. They tell you, if you become supervisory parent, they will stop telling you. That means it is something different which you have done. But most of the parents around in this age, when the kids are in teenage, are struggling with this only. The child's kids are not sharing anything. This is a common problem. If you talk to parents of teenagers, believe me, 90 out of 100 will be complaining about this only, that kids are not sharing. Why? Because what you have done, they are not doing it. If you chosen to become a friendly parent, that is why you are acting as a friendly parent. And if you by default remain in that parent wala mode, definitely this wouldn't be possible. You would have been into supervisory mindset, the one who is always willing to know what's going on, where are you, what is happening, and all these questions are somewhere creating suspicion in this relationship. So good, appreciate. So whatever we have discussed, like whatever you want or whatever challenges we are facing, what parent coaches do, they enable parents so that they resolve these problems and they achieve these goals. If we go by the definition, a parent coach is the one who helps parents to resolve their parenting challenges by offering them an alternative perspective. Why alternative perspective? Because what worked at your place may not work at my place. I hope you agree with that. Is it mandatory that if a strategy worked at my place with my kids, will work at your place with your kids? Is it sure? No. Like if I am a successful parent, right? Is there any guarantee that what worked at my place, all successful strategies will be successful at others' places? May not be. And that is why a coach need to offer an alternative perspective, and they can offer alternative perspectives only when they have many. If they have only one perspective, will they be able to help all? They will be able to help few. They will not be able to help all. And to help all, you need to have multiple perspectives of same situation, because every child is different, every parent is different, and every family is different. How many of we are from joint families? Quickly write down J in the chat box. Joint families. I am from joint family. Preeti is, Urvashi, Surumai, Shaila, many of us. Yang is nuclear. Okay. Now, those who are from joint families and those who are from nuclear families, even only one variable is different. That somebody is in joint, somebody is in nuclear. If I share a strategy with you, it will be working differently in a joint family and it will be working differently in a nuclear family. Only if the one variable is different. But there are many variables which are different. Family structure is different, child is different. Every child has a different personality. You are different from me. If something worked at my place, I have a different personality. Maybe you have a different personality. That is why you have to have, as a coach, multiple perspectives. Then only you can help many. And we help parents to resolve their parenting challenges and to achieve their parenting goals. Right? And our coaches, those who are helping families, they help in three ways. There are three different approaches how coaches are helping families. Maybe you may have heard about a role called parent coach. You may be thinking about it. How do they work? How do they earn? Can it be seen as a profession? So there are three ways our coaches are working. Three different ways to help families. Three different ways to earn. One is personal coaching sessions, where family is coming to us with a problem. We assess the case. There are assessment tools which we provide our coaches. They use those assessment tools to assess the case, and further they do coaching interventions one-on-one with the family. This is the most effective approach of helping the family, which is one-on-one approach. Personal coaching we call it. And coaches are charging according to the time invested in the case. Per intervention they charge. Usually an intervention lasts for 30 to 45 minutes and they charge 1500 to 2000 rupees per intervention. So this is personal coaching sessions. And one case may need 4 to 8 interventions. Depends on the problems, how many they have. So usually one case takes 4 to 5 interventions on an average. This is one way to help. The second way to help families is doing seminars, trainings, and workshops. Our coaches are doing workshops in schools, trainings in corporates, right, in preschools and regular schools. This is another way to help families, but it's not one-on-one support. It is one-to-many support, where a lot of parents are attending one training program or a seminar or workshop, and they're getting help in parenting. And third approach is on online and offline courses you can launch. Many courses, like even right now, you are in a small course. There are long courses also, 1 month long, three months long. A lot of programs are there. Coaches have program for parents, short term and long term, online and offline, mostly online in today's time, because it is highly cost effective and resource effective. So this opportunity is also open to coaches, that they can serve families in all three ways. personal coaching, seminars and workshops, and they can launch their online and offline course. Course gives you a bigger spectrum. You can reach out to the world through this online course. So definitely it's a bigger opportunity to earn as well. So that's about this, how they work. Now, you may be thinking, many of you, that why do we need a parent coach? Like, I'm raising my kids. I'm raising them from last 12 years, last 13 years, last 15 years, last 8 years. I know my child the best. How can a coach can tell me how to raise kids? Have you ever thought? You haven't felt like visiting a coach? Maybe there's only one mother over here. She's expecting and she's thinking of getting trained on it. Rest others, they are already raising kids. They haven't felt like visiting any coach. Yes or no? Now, I ask two questions to you. I seek a quick response on it. One question I've already asked. Like, first question is, do you agree with me and do you accept and believe that this role of a parent is very important role? How many of you agree with that? That your role as a parent is very important role for your child's development. Most important. Thank you. Thanks a ton. Quick. We all agree. And if I ask this question to any parent, they will definitely say that my role anyways is very important in my child's development. Now, my second question to you is that how many of you think this role is getting tougher and complex with the changing time? Though you already answered it, quick response that you agree that this role is getting tougher and complex with the changing time. You all agree. If we agree these two statements, that this role is very important and it is getting tougher and complex, then I'll take you somewhere back in the history of mankind, the way our every role has evolved in the past. Like, if you go back, the moment we realized that role of a doctor is very important and it is tough, what we did, we brought standard qualification to become a doctor. Yes or no? The moment we realized the role of a teacher is very important and tough, we brought standard qualification to become a teacher. The moment we realized the role of a lawyer, architect, any role, believe me, a coder is important for society and it is tough, we brought standard qualification for that role. Even vocational roles like plumber, electrician, hairdresser, for that also we have standard qualification. Some basic qualification is there to do that job effectively. And you just agreed that your role as a parent is very important and it is getting tough. Had you got any training on it? Any basic training on do's and don'ts? Okay, how to talk, how to correct, what to do, what not to do? Had we got? Maybe somebody came to us when our kids were in infancy. At that time, they told us.
Sir, can I
Yes,
speak?
yes, Urmi.
Our kids, I mean, we raised by our parents without a technology world, without a phone, everything. But when after we given the kids, we give the birth to the kids, it's like everything changed. Even the food, lifestyle, everything has been changed. So from our parents, they are telling from their experience without the technology word. So sometimes they are also wrong. There is no one else to tell what are all with the technology how to raise our kids.
हाँ,
Like
see,
very
I understood.
difficult.
Even डॉक्टर को भी बताने के लिए कि how to do this job, कोई घर वाले नहीं थे. They were experts, right? Those who created these doctors, engineers, teachers, for all the professions.
Yes.
But in our case, we were dependent on our parents, और उन्होंने भी नहीं बताया. They came only when we had infant to tell us how to feed the child. इसे नहलवाना कैसे है, इसे रखना कैसे है? This is maximum information we have got from our parents.
Like
Yes or
this
no?
generation will never believe that we grown up without a technology life.
That's true. But is it technology only which is creating a problem?
It
it
is
just
also one. It's
one of the reasons?
one of the reason.
One of the reasons. I think I won't say that whatever our parents have done was best. Even they did a lot of mistakes,
Yeah,
right?
many things.
I usually don't say this, but this fact at one point of time that among us, like if you see in recent times, we want to live with our friends, but we don't want to live with our parents. We love them, we respect them, but it's a hard fact to digest. As a society, we got evolved in a way that we don't want to live with our parents. Same cities people are living, but still not living with the families. Why? कुछ तो गलत हुआ होगा. Something went wrong in the past. Yes or no? Why we are getting nuclear? Why suddenly at a large scale people are getting nuclear? There are many
Now
reasons, but
there is a Western culture is coming through in our to the Indian culture. Many things.
yeah, take it. I take
About
it. There are many reasons, but this is also one reason that if you are being criticized, if you are taunted by your parents all the time, right? If you are this they are treating you as a supervisor, definitely you don't like that environment when you grow up. Am I right, wrong?
yes.
When you are becoming independent, you need independence in terms of opinions, liberty to move out, everything. And that's what they don't like. Even you don't like, right? The conflict with parents is not that they are seeking something. It's all about we want freedom and they're not giving us. They're acting as those old supervisor parents,
Yeah, that's right.
right? That is so kuch to hua hai. Something went wrong in the past, which we need to understand. And if we keep applying the same methodologies today, it will not gonna work. We need to learn, right? And see, there is no parent among us, and there is no parent around us who has bad intention while raising the child. There's no parent who is thinking bad for the child. There's no parent who is thinking degrowth of the child. Every parent is a good parent. Every parent is a good parent. You, me, and everyone is good parent.
But the way of raising is
But
different.
are we effective? That's a big question. Are we mindful? It's a big question. Like if I ask you honestly, right? If you ask yourself honestly, has there been moments when you felt that the way you behaved, the way you acted, the way you dealt with your child, right? You felt bad about your actions and behaviors after that. Happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you confess that sometimes unknowingly, unwantedly, we become reason of degrowth of child? We end up hurting them
Yes.
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 unknowingly. Knowingly, no parent will do, but unknowingly, we may do.
Yeah.
Right? Unknowingly, we may do it. Knowingly, maybe we are not going to do it. And it's not about being good or bad, right? It's not about
There are many examples, sir. Like if we have any bad mood or something, if the child cry, we show them the angry to them sometimes.
absolutely. So we are not choosing it. It's we end up doing it because we are not mindful, and maybe
Yeah,
we don't know the effective
end up
approach
doing.
to handle it.
After that, we will feel guilty, but yeah.
Like I'll give an example. Does it happen with you? Sometime you are busy in something, in your work, professionally or personally, and your child is seeking your presence. They are seeking your attention, and you are not available. Has it happened to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Like I'll give you a case. This is the case where a father is working on the laptop, computer, and child is seeking their eyes on something which he has drawn. What she's saying?
Look what I made.
Daddy, look what I made. And what daddy is saying?
Keep on talking, I'm listening.
Keep on talking, I am listening. Is he really listening?
No.
No.
No. Because child is expecting eyes of the father, and father is offering ears. Anyways, he's not listening. But whatever he is doing, is it a rare situation?
No.
The most
No.
common situation because
Common
of
situation.
busy life of everybody.
Absolutely. Now, if we just, I'll just go to the another angle to it. If we go and see the impact of this behavior on child, if we keep doing it unknowingly. Anyways, this father is not doing it knowingly. Maybe he is busy, engrossed, and because of priorities, they are engaged in their work. And coincidentally, we are in the same situation right now. Then you're sitting in front of your laptop, and this can happen to us also at this point of time. You're busy. My question to you is that if a parent keep doing it unknowingly, what will be the impact on child of this? Think of it.
Child's confidence will become low. She'll not come again with that drawing
Or
thing. She'll not show
Loss of
anything.
interest.
Maybe the child will not share things with the parents anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
yes.
1 point. Okay, good.
They will lose the interest in what they are doing.
Absolutely. She
Or
will not
maybe
take that initiative again. She may not draw it again. If she is
or
discouraged.
maybe
Good.
or maybe the child will feel that parents don't
Love
attend
me.
them, or matlab parents are not interested in them.
Definitely the child will
She
have bad feelings. Good.
she will have that hunger of appreciation. She wants her parent to appreciate her.
That is another angle to it. If she's an attention seeker and you are not giving attention, she may find some other ways to get attention.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
crankiness, tantrums or so, or throwing things. Possible? Taken. Okay.
They can become rebellious.
The child may become rebellious. That could be if the child keep like holding on this emotion, one day it will burst. Taken. See, there are a lot of negative impacts of it. It will be discouraging child to share.
She
It
will
yes, yes.
seek help from others who give her
that-
attention.
Maybe she will be inclined towards those who are
Even
giving
if it is a
attention.
joint family, she will be too attached to the others who
Those who are
give
giving
her
attention.
attention.
Absolutely right. So the point over here is that means there are a lot of damages. You may unknowingly this discourage your child to take initiative. Unknowingly, you are spoiling their sharing approach. Unknowingly, you are passing on sad and bad feelings to your child. If I go to this father and ask, "Are you doing it knowingly?" The answer will be no. Knowingly,
He'll
they're not doing it.
he'll say he didn't realize it that
He
he's
doesn't
doing.
realize it. He was not aware of the outcome, right? Now, my question to you is why? Then why? If he's not doing it knowingly, then why we are doing it? Even many of you agreed that it happened with us also. Sometime when we are busy in our work, professionally or personally, we were unable to give attention to the child.
Priorities are not set properly. Actually, we should take a little break, look what the child is trying to tell us, and then go back to our work.
Yeah. So my point over here is that it is more like my subconscious brain is prudently weighing the activities. Okay, my activity is more important than what she brought. Not in, but through a conscious brain we are doing it, but subconsciously we are engaged in those things which are more important than what she brought. Am I right, wrong? Now, because I can prove it. Suppose in this case, the child has brought a drawing to show parent, है ना? If child would have came up with the wounded finger, bleeding little finger. See, Papa, it's bleeding, Papa. Then, do you think the scenario would have been same?
No.
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 That means my subconscious is weighing things. It's weighing things. Which is more important is engrossing me. Which is less important, I may ignore it unknowingly. And the problem is when you deal with your young kids, we start applying adult mindset. If we see from adult perspective, what he is doing is important to him compared to this. But if we go with the child's mindset, what she brought is very important for her. It's pretty big for her. Yes or no? What is small for me
Yes.
as adult is pretty big for her. For her, it's an accomplishment. It's an initiative. और अगर मैं adult mindset के साथ, if I kept dealing with my child, 95% I'm going to do blunder, because 95% she will bring something small. Because young child will not bring something big every time. They'll bring something small only. And if my subconscious is weighing the things, big, small, if we are always into big, small, then we'll end up ignoring the young child. Why? Because we deal with kids having adult mindset. And mind it, if you're not listening to the small talks today, be ready. They're not going to listen to your big talks tomorrow. And a very common problem which today parents are highlighting is kids are not listening to us. It's a common problem. Yes or no? Mostly when you
Yes.
talk to parents, they will always say kids are not listening to us. It's more of a listening problem. Why kids are not listening? Maybe you were not listening to their small talks yesterday. It's going to impact our bond with our kids. Do we want that? No, we don't want that. It's just that we are not mindful about it. It's not about being good parent. It's about being mindful. Even if you are good parent, many a time we pass on some bad feelings to child unknowingly. We don't want that. Okay, how much time, even if we just empathize with the father or the parent, the mother, that they're doing very much this important, if we empathize with them, how much time it will take to address child's excitement and emotion?
2 minutes.
5 seconds, 10 seconds, just to say a wow.
Maximum. Believe me. Right? If he'll turn up and say, oh, wow, wonderful. Give me 10 minutes, I'll come back to you. Give me half an hour, I'll come back to you. Give me 1 hour, I'll come back to you, because I know how much time it will take at my end. And I'll say, I'll promise my child, I'll be coming in 30 minutes. But I can address that excitement which she came up. Task can wait. But child's emotion, there's a very important fact you can write about toddlers. It says that in toddlers and preschooler age, their emotions are momentary. It's not sustainable. Whatever good or bad emotions they come up with, it's not going to stay for long. If they're excited, do you think after 10 minutes they will have same excitement?
No.
No. At least address the excitement. At least address their enthusiasm. Address their fear. Whatever emotion they come up with, address it. Address their presence. The rule says the listening doesn't require any skill. It requires mindfulness. It doesn't require any skill. It requires mindfulness. Right? So what I can choose as a parent, that whenever my child is around, I will try to remain conscious about their presence. If you are just conscious about their presence, believe me, even if I'm busy in my work, if I know my child is around, only making an eye contact sometime with them is enough. Only sometime waving them is enough. At least you mark your presence in their life, and you address their presence also. Even if you're attending this program, you're very busy and engrossed with the program, maybe just looking at them and waving them is enough. Right? And this will only possible when you know that your child are around and you are conscious about their presence. That's it. We are not asking parents to leave their work. We are saying be conscious about their presence. It requires mindfulness. Got it?
So,
yes. And why I brought this point in light? I brought this point in light because when we say that we are good parents, just to establish the fact, being good is not enough, because we don't choose things, we end up doing it. Right? Now, if I ask this question to you, very interesting question, which actually will tell you that how my subconscious and my conscious is differently behaving. How many of you want your kids to be independent in life? If I ask this question to you, how many of you want that your kids shall be independent early in life? Shall not be dependent on anyone?
everyone.
We all of us? I have asked the wrong question. There's no parent who don't want their kids to be independent. If I ask a question that how many of you want your kids to be having high self-esteem? How many of you want your kids to be bold? I'm sure all of you will agree with the fact. This is our expectation. This is what we want. That my child shall be independent in life, shall not be dependent on others. Are we really doing parenting the same way?
No.
Not at all.
No.
See, I'll share a research with you. A lot of research has been done on this, which says that in semi-urban and urban areas, 65% parents, 65% parents are doing overprotective parenting. They don't allow their kids to do those things which they can do. What they can do, as per their age, they can do those things, but they are not allowed to do. Kyun? Why? Because mama is there, because papa is there, somebody else is there to do those things for them. Yes or no? And if we
Yes.
keep doing those things for them, how will they be learning those things? Ultimately, what we are doing, we are postponing their independence. Many parents are there, those who keep saying, "Abhi chota hai, abhi chota hai, abhi chota hai," है ना? But if we keep thinking they are small, we will not allow them to do those things which they can do according to their age. Like I just ask you, many of you, although you are parents, that 3 years old child can eat independently. Do you agree with that? 3 years
Yes.
old child can eat independently in all cases. Agree? But you must have seen 8, 9, 10 years old kids being feeded by parents. Yes or no? 2 years old child can be toilet trained in all cases. Yes or no? But you must have seen 5 years old kids not going to toilet and they are doing it in their nappies. Yes or no? A 3 years old child can open up their lunch box in preschool. A 3 years old child can get into the car independently, low heighted car. Yes or no? But what we do, we pick them, we put them into the car. If child is trying to open up the lunch box, we'll open up the lunch box. If my child, 4 years old child, is trying to open up this bottle, if they're struggling on the name of help, we go and open this bottle for them. Instead, helping them how to open it up. Instead, making it easy for them, we do it for them. Yes or no? It happens. Child is trying to climb, and on the name of help, what parents are doing? They will pick up their child और जहां पहुंचना वहां बिठा देंगे. What you did? One, we are not making them independent. Second, we are actually stealing that sense of accomplishment from our kids. We make things easy, वो भी ठीक है. We don't make things easy, we do it for them. Making thing easy तो ये होता कि ये bottle मैंने थोड़ी loosen up कर दी कि चल बच्चा खोल ले. But what I did, I opened it up for them. So it's not even making it easy. Like if my child is climbing, I can make it easy by just supporting them. So that climbing is a process, they shall be doing at their own. But if I hold them and we put them there where they want to reach, anyways, you did it for them. Are we really making them independent? No, we are postponing their independence. Something which a child can do in 3 years of age, they will be doing in 6 years of age. Something they can do in 6 years of age, they will be doing in 10 years of age. And something which they can do in 10 years of age, now they will not be doing it. Because we've given a wrong belief to them. We would have given a powerful belief to them, autonomy. Even you can gift this belief to your 3 years old child. I can do things at my own. Sweta. But what we have given them, you can't do it. You can't do it. And they live that life. They can't do it then. Like any one of you, if you come from psychology background, there is a very powerful concept. You take it as this suggestion. There is a theory, a developmental model suggested by Eric H. Erikson somewhere in 60s. psychosocial development model, where he highlights that between 2 to 5 years of age, if we don't allow kids to do things independently, if we don't allow them to take initiatives, they will not take initiatives throughout the life. Psychology में एक metaphor है which says your first 7 years of life defines your next 70 years of life. First 7 years में the kind of belief we are giving to our kids, it is going to design their character and being for next 70 years. So that means every act which we are doing today, right, while raising them, is going to define them who they are tomorrow. Are you getting me? And this is another big blunder we are doing. We over intervene in the process. But do we really know this? What we are doing means I want my child to be independent, but my parenting is making my child dependent. Do we know this? Are we aware of it? Tell me. Are we conscious about it? No. You ask that parent. Like I'll tell you, one of my coach, she shared this with me. There are many reasons why these parents are over intervening. Like impulsivity is one of the reasons. कि बच्चा बड़ा slow करता है. That is why I do it. They eat very slow, then only we feed. They are buttoning their shirt very slow. That is why I button their shirt. They do it slow. Some parents are doing it out of love. Some parents think that it is my job. Like any one of you who took sabbatical, right? Who took off from their work the moment they got their first issue, second issue. Who took off? Like many parents, those who take off from their work, right, when they get this gift, they start feeling like that it is my job. Now my job is to raise this child. True that. But your job is not to do things for them which they can do for themselves. Your job is making them independent. Your job is not to feed them. Your job is to eat along with them. But what we do, on the name of spending quality time with them, we feed them. We don't eat with them. Right? So one of my coach, she took a sabbatical from government job and taking care of the child for 3 years. She said one day what happened, 4 years old son, she was she was dressing the child, and in the meantime she was multitasking. She kept something in the kitchen also. So when she was dressing the child, right, child was in the process of getting that t-shirt wore. Between that, she got a noise from the kitchen and she rushed towards kitchen. She rushed towards kitchen and she went onto that stove and after getting free from kitchen, when she came, she noticed the child has wore his t-shirt independently, which she was doing. The moment she has to rush from the kitchen, the moment after solving the problem in the kitchen, when she came back, she noticed child has already wore his t-shirt. Now my question to you is, shall she be happy about it? Shall she be feeling proud about it, or shall she be bothered about it that child has wear the t-shirt independent?
Proud.
She should be proud.
She shall be proud. She shall be happy about it. The child has done it independently. You know what she shared? She said, I went into a guilt.
Yeah. I
went
been
into a
that
guilt.
parent.
Oh, I don't know how to manage things. My child has to wear t-shirt independent all alone. I was busy. Why I kept milk over there in the kitchen? She said I was in guilt that I can't manage that. See the mindset which I'm talking about. She's sharing a botheration. Maybe that this parent feel the job of parent is to do things for the child. Is it true?
No.
Not.
No.
Rather, they expect their kids to be independent. Rather, they are getting contrast results. They are not making them independent. Rather, they are making their kids submissive. The one who doesn't believe in their own ability. Do you really want that? No. And this is also not their conscious choice. They end up doing it. I just want to establish a fact that it's not their choice. It's not about being good parent. It's about being effective one, a mindful one. To support this thought, and lenders have wrote something which is very powerful. It says that it's not what you do for your children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves. That is going to make them successful. Right? If we all say that the word is getting adverse, if we all say the word is getting complex, adverse, then are we really preparing our kids for this VUCA word, this tough word? At one point of time, so we keep saying the word is getting tough, the word is getting complex, adverse. Are we really preparing kids for that? We are not even allowing them to do those things which they can do in their age. Something is going wrong, which we need to be conscious about, mindful about. We have to learn, right? Many times it happens, we get angry and we start correcting our child there and then. This is the usual tendency. We as humans have a tendency to catch kids doing wrong things and correcting them on the spot. Am I right, wrong? A very interesting perspective I'm going to give you. It's a usual tendency.
Yes.
We catch kids doing wrong things. The moment somebody told you that your child has done a mistake, the moment you caught them doing mistake, we feel like correcting them then and there.
In
Now,
front of everybody.
let's understand, if you caught your child doing something wrong, or somebody told you, see, your child has done this mistake. At that point of time, what will be your emotion? Tell me. The moment you
We
got
will-
to see your child doing something wrong, or you got to know that your child has done a blunder or mistake, what will be your emotion at that time? Good or bad?
Bad.
Negative or positive?
Negative.
Anger can be there. Can there be anger?
Yes.
Frustration?
Yes.
Irritation?
Shame.
Fear? Threat? Shame? These are the emotions which will pop up when you will catch your child doing something wrong, or you will get to know from someone that your child has done something. If you are under the impact of anger, frustration, irritation, will you be able to respond, or you will react? Tell me.
We will react.
We will react.
If you are under the impact of strong emotions, you will not be able to respond to situation. You will end up reacting. And reactions are out of control. Reactions cannot be in control. And that is why we feel bad after behaving. Many a time. After acting, after behaving, we start feeling bad about our actions. कि आज थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, ये नहीं करना चाहिए था मुझे. We feel bad about our actions, our behavior.
Yes.
Why? You didn't wanted to do it, but you end up doing it. Why? Because you chosen a wrong time. You chosen a wrong time to correct. Correction shall be done when you are calm. It shall not be done when you are hot. और हमें क्या सिखाया गया? Strike the iron when it is hot. That's what we have learned, heard. This is the narrative which has been given to us. Strike the iron when it is hot. Strike the iron when it is hot, and we keep striking. We keep striking when things are hot, when the environment is hot. If you want to shape the metal, this concept works wonders. But if you want to shape your child, if you want to shape the behavior, if you want to shape somebody's character, this works ulta. Absolutely opposite results you're going to get if you strike when it is hot. The right time to strike in relationship is when we are calm, when the receiver is calm, when the mahal is calm, cool. That's the best time to strike. But most of the time we spoil our relationship across all relations when we strike, when we are not in the right state of mind, when we are angry, frustrated, irritated. Yes or no? Keeping relationships, this is $1 million suggestion, that postpone your corrections. You may not be able to control your emotions, but at least you can choose not to correct when you are under the impact of strong emotions. This is a decision which, like, I know I'm not God. I can't live my life without having expectations from child. Every parent have expectations. They love their kids. They have expectations, which is natural, normal. If they have expectation, if they love their kids, definitely they will have fear, anger, frustration. You can't control your emotions, but at least I can choose whenever I'm under the impact of those emotions, I'll not correct my child. That I decided. The moment I get to know, I get to see something and I know I'm not in the right frame of mind, I choose not to correct my child, which is possible. If you try to do it, you can do it. Just try it out. Half of the problems in relationship will be resolved.
Okay, so I
Yes,
have a
yes.
question.
Hmm.
Okay, so this I have heard like quite a few times that you should not react then and there when you are not in the state of mind. But then, how do we overcome that situation at that point of time? Like,
At that
what
point of
should
this,
be our
for this, it's a
yeah.
detailed concept. It is called
Okay.
avoid and ignore. So far, the approach which we have is called
Yes.
carrot and stick. Do good, have good, do bad, have bad. Since we have a carrot and stick mindset, that is why we catch kids doing wrong things. And avoid and ignore is a different concept. Though that takes 3 hours to understand that concept. What I'll
Okay.
do, since you are interested to know about it, though it is there in our program, the first level
Yes.
program which we do, it's already incorporated there in avoid and ignore. I request you to download an app, Deep Parenting. Are you an Android user or iPhone user?
iOS, iPhone.
If you are an Android user, anyone of over here, so download this app called Deep Parenting. And if you are an iOS user, go to, I'm just writing down this website address, deepparenting.org. Right?
Okay.
When you go there, if you go to app or if you go to this website, you will log in. Free login ability is there. You log in there. After login, you will get a lot of free courses there. Right? And there are 4 category of programs. One is Deep Parenting League, and Deep Parenting League may you'll find some 40 programs free of cost on parenting. It's all for all of you. It's for all of you. You can attend 40 new programs on parenting free of cost. All these programs are of our coaches. Then there is one category called Teach Grow. So if any one of you is teacher, there are 10 programs for teachers there, free of cost line there. Be beautiful programs. Then there are 10 programs for students on career counseling, and there are 10 personal growth sessions there. And category name is Update to Upgrade, which you have to go. Update to Upgrade. When you go to Update to Upgrade category, there are many programs there. Right? 10, 11 programs are there. Out of that, there is one program which is Courage to Encourage. One of the powerful program which you will attend in your life. Go through this powerful program. It will give you a new idea of correcting the child. Right? So far, the idea we have is carrot and stick, which is not working nowadays. You can't treat your kids with punishment or with negative reinforcement. And that's where we have to learn the new approach called avoid and ignore. And it's very beautifully explained there. So otherwise, it is also explained in our, this is 2 hours program, which you can attend, and it will give you insight on it. Of course, right? That once I will be postponing the correction, even after that, what we need to do to respond, right? So that response, you will get to know what shall be the response. We call it redirection response. It's a 4-step model which you will learn through that training. It is for all. Since Rishika asked it, so I explained, but it doesn't mean it is for her only. It is for everyone. Go and attend these programs. Right? But one thing which I was highlighting is that we do it unknowingly. We end up correcting our kids when we are angry, frustrated. Happens. We don't choose. We end up doing this mistake. Now, that's another point. Many a times it happens. Yes, Surumi. Go ahead. Yes, Surumi, you raise your hand. Please unmute.
Sorry, sir, by mistake I did.
Okay, right. Many a times it happens with us that we compare our kids with others, with a viewpoint, with an objective to motivate them, and we call it healthy comparison. Happens? Do we really want that? If any parent is saying that I don't compare my kids, if any parent is saying that I don't compare my kids, believe me, it's very tough. You may not speak that comparison, but this brain we can't control. And we usually have a tendency to compare our kids on what's not there. और इसके लिए acceptance is very important. If you accepted your child, otherwise your thinking keeps bothering you. But there are parents, those who call it healthy comparison. Maybe they don't know there's nothing called healthy in comparison.
It bothers.
There's nothing called healthy and positive. Receiver के लिए impact is same. For a giver, there could be a definition of healthy or unhealthy, positive or negative. But for receiver, impact is always negative. Do we know this? No, but we do it. Does it happen at your place that you disagree with each other and you start convincing each other in front of child? Have you experienced that your 2 years old child knows कि कौन सा काम किससे करवाना है? Whom to approach for what? They know it. How do they know it? They know it because we have reflected in our conduct. Hey, mama is okay for this, papa is not okay for this. Papa is okay for this, mama is not okay for this. Am I right, wrong? पर्ची पे लिख के तो दिया नहीं हमने कि ये वाले काम मम्मा के और ये वाले पापा के. It is through our conduct, the way we agree and disagree in front of them. It's quite visible to them. It's quite audible. Many a time it happens, you say no and somebody else is coming from the family and say yes to the child. Happens. Especially in the joint families, this problem is a bigger problem. Agree?
In this joint family, comparison is there. Maybe I am bothered with something, let it be eating habits or let it be anything. I am bothered, but I would never compare my kid to others. I am bothered, but it's inside here. I would never say in front of him, but that's only me. I am living in a joint family, but it's not everybody doing the same thing. It's like my mother-in-law.
I'll tell you the
It's
reason
like
behind
my
it. Because maybe you know what is effective and what is ineffective, they don't know. But you all have a joint responsibility to raise the child. And the problem with us is we actually don't know the right definition of parent who is into parenting, which is very important. So far, it is only mother or father who is termed as parent, biological parents. Yes or no? But is it true? Halaki, we have this topic tomorrow. We'll be discussing it tomorrow. In our tomorrow's discussion, we are going to talk about who is a parent. हमारी घूम फिर के definition of parent is limited to mother and father only. And
But the entire family, like the sibling.
It is all those who are involved in raising the child, even grandparents.
Right.
And when we do interventions, we invite all. We never do intervention with mama only. We never do intervention with papa only. We invite that unit. And unit need to be defined. Then only we'll be able to help the family. Like even today, if like you, when you're attending this program, either mother is there or father is there. If you want, you got a new perspective, and if you want that your partner also shall have that perspective, you have to make this recording listen to them. Don't go and try to tell them that I attended a program and this is what I have to share with you. Don't do this, because you will not be able to make them understand the spirit of it. It's always better that you make them listen to this recording. Let them hear me. I'm unbiased resource in your family. You are a biased resource in your family. Means when I go and tell my mom about it, Mama, you have to do this. Believe me, she's not going to agree. Doesn't matter. I'm best parental coach in the world. Doesn't matter to her. But if Urvashi will go and tell my mom, she will be receptive to it. Why? Because Urvashi doesn't have any odd, bad experience with her. She doesn't have any prejudice. No biases. I may have. Yes or no? That is why we always, when we do coaching, we invite all the parents, all those who are involved in it. And if they're not there, we give them recorded sessions so that they can share recorded sessions. Even when you want to share with your fellow colleagues at home, your co-parents at home, share this recording so that they listen to me instead you telling them what to do and what not to do. Adults don't like it, right? Adults don't like suggestions, advices.
Agree.
Even you don't like, right? If you are doing parenting and your spouse will come and tell you, you know what you're doing is wrong, believe me, you're not going to agree with that.
We'll
You
fire.
will be defensive, right? Or there will be definitely a conflict. Nobody will like it. And how to be in agreement, it requires a strategy, how to have consensus at home. This is definitely there in our this first level session where we discuss about how to have consensus at home. But it's a very important aspect. How to have consensus, and it is possible. It is possible. There are people, those who are doing efforts to have consensus at home, and they're succeeding. But what I want to highlight right now is through this discussion that being parents, we are unaware of a lot of things. A lot of things. Like, I just want to know from you, since many of you are in urban areas, right? Many of you are already into school system, teachers. Have you seen in your surroundings that there are parents, those who have invested in gaming consoles for their kids? They bought gaming gadgets for them, PSPs, mobile phones for gaming purposes. They have given to their kids, PlayStations, Xbox. Have you seen?
I've seen
9
people
years
giving
old.
toys. No,
Hmm?
no. I've seen
Uh,
parents giving toys
no,
or something,
toys
but
to
not
anyways you,
PlayStation.
me, and
No,
everyone
no.
is.
I've
Huh.
seen
But
parents
video
giving.
games.
Yeah, I've seen parents giving PS4, PS3 just because they cannot give time to their kids. They are going for a kitty party, so the kid was left alone for 3, 4 days. So they have given those
Then
PSP and all.
PlayStations. Now see, those who have given them PlayStation for this reason because they are not there, or maybe because of this reason that this is a new thing, in technology, or there are many those who feel like others have PlayStations. Why don't my child have PlayStations? Right? That's also a pressure. Maybe multiple pressures are there why they're investing in it. And you have seen parents. Those who invest in these gadgets, they invest in mobile phones for playing games. Now, if we talk about the impact of 3D view games scientifically, if I explain you, though it will take time, but if I tell you that these 3D view games have a power to change the brain pattern of child permanently. This mental hyperactivity, ADD and ADHD, which we are talking about, is triggered by these video games. How scientifically it happens, maybe it's a thorough discussion, but video games have a power to alter the brain waves. If you have heard of the concept of alpha, theta, beta, gamma brain waves, if I'm playing right now a video game, right, my brain waves
ये
will get
सुनो
highly
सुनाई
volatile.
देगा क्या?
My brain waves will get highly volatile, and there are a lot of researches being done, assessment tools are there which highlights that how these fast reflexes 3D view games are impacting brain development and brain waves. And once it is altered permanently, it will not come back. And it's a big damage which parents are doing unknowingly. Believe me, the moment I'll explain you scientifically, at least you will never propose these games to the child. At least on the name of entertainment, right? On the name of love, on the name of birthday gift, you will not be buying it, provided you know the harm. But there are many parents, those who are gifting it, do they know the harm? Are they doing the damage knowingly? No, they are not aware of the damage. अपनी तरफ से तो they are doing something good. Intentionally, the parent is doing something good for the child, for their entertainment, for their pleasure, but they end up damaging child's brain. Or before 12 years of age, it is much damaging. Not one research, thousands of researchers have highlighted that how 3D view games are damaging their brain. We are not aware of. अब entertainment के नाम पे are we going to serve crap to our kids? Can we?
No.
No, definitely not. So there are few things which we are doing, but we are not doing it knowingly. Right? Has it happened with you that to get things done from your kids, you have offered them something extra? If you eat food, I'll give you chocolate.
Yes,
You
many
study, I'll give you
times.
this.
Bribing.
Happened? Now my point is, if anything which child has to do for self, like eating, is it a favor on parent or child has to do it for their own life? Eating food.
Their own life.
Is it an obligation on parent? No. Studying, is it for them or is it a favor on parent? They have to do it for their own being, their own life. There are many things, personal hygiene, brushing the teeth, right, bathing, they have to do for self. But if you say that if you brush your teeth, I'll give you this. If you eat food, I'll give you this. If you study, I'll give you this. What message we are establishing in their mind? As if they are doing favor on me and I'm compensating that favor in the form of extra screen time, chocolate, or XYZ thing. Are we really making them understand that it is your life, it is your role, it is your duty? We are proposing it as if it is favor on us, obligation on us. कि तुम करो मैं तुम्हें chocolate दूंगा. I'll give you extra screen time. Are we really establishing the right message? Tell me.
No.
No. And believe me, if a child who is getting extras to get things done initially, they will definitely be encouraged to do those things. But later, they will see this extra as their right. जो मेरा हक है ये. If I'm not getting it, I'll not do it.
Yes.
And the one who is getting that extra, rather, their first response always will be denial. The one who is looking for extra, their first response always will be denial. No. The mama is asking, खाना खा लो. वो कहेगा no. पढ़ लो. No. ये कर लो. No. Why they are saying no? Because अगर उसने
We are
हाँ
not
कर दी,
getting that.
तो आप ऑफर दोगे नहीं. If they will say no, if they are in denial, then only you will offer something extra. Yes or no?
Yes.
By giving them those extras to them, by putting a condition, pre-performance conditions, if you do this, you get this. Anyways, we are wrongly conditioning their mind. And later we complain, बच्चा ये create कर रहा है problem. Child is doing this. Child is doing that. Is it child's problem? Is it child's problem? No. It's more of our problem.
But we can appreciate, right?
Yeah, you can appreciate. I can give it post-performance as a prize rather than pre-performance as a condition. Yes, you
As
can.
a positive reinforcement.
Yeah, you can. Like, for example, if my child is studying, I can give it as a prize post-studying. But if you put it as a condition, if you do it, I'll do it. Then it is definitely a bribe. It's not healthy. It's not developing. You are encouraging your child to upset you. You are encouraging your child to say no. And you know what? The mindset, if I keep getting extras, I start looking at it as my right. And if I'm not getting it, I think it is unfair to me, injustice to me. Like, you can apply it on you. If any one of you is buying clothes from that store where they're getting always 30-40% off, 1+1, 2+1, this type of scheme, 365 days chalti hai wahan pe. And assume that one day you went to that store and there is everything is fresh, no discount scheme. You will start feeling like the pricing is overpriced. The pricing is unfair. Am I right, wrong? Because you are habitual of getting that extra or you are habitual of getting that discount. It happens to us when you are ordering on Zomato, Swiggy. They keep giving you one or other coupon every day. And one day you are going to order and there is no coupon. और आपको पता क्या लगना शुरू होता है? You पहले तो find out any coupon is there to order. And later you feel like this food is overpriced. because there is no coupon. Other days they keep giving you coupons every day. Am I right, wrong? Why?
Yes.
Because they have conditioned your mind for that extra. We start looking at it as if it is unfair. That's what a child feels, that it is unfair to me. They're not giving to me. Why shall I do it? Until they offer. And they wait for your offer. And their first response is denial. They do things to upset you. Because when you will be upset, then only you will be offering extra. Are you getting me? Do we really choose? These are those things which we end up doing. I'm just highlighting few, though there is a lot. I'm just highlighting few to establish a fact. And that fact is that being good is not enough. If I think being good parent is enough, it's not. We need to be a mindful one. We need to be an effective one. Good to aap ho. Good to every parent. There is no concept called good parenting and bad parenting. It's all about being effective. And nobody told us. We're not trained on it. And until we are trained on it, we'll not be able to do it. We are doing it out of our own wisdom. Shalvi is applying her own wisdom. Manish is applying his own wisdom. Monica is applying her own wisdom. Moise is applying his own wisdom. Everybody is applying their own wisdom. Sometimes it is working, sometimes not. Yes or no? And we can make things somewhere standardized. At least, I think every parent need to know what not to be done more than what to be done. Kuch blunders which we do, at least we need to know those blunders that shall not be done, right? And that's where there is an ample need of this parental coach. Right? One more thing, like this is also something which we end up doing. Happens that when we experience something with the child, like you experienced that your child is not sitting at one place for long, moving here and there, banging their head here and there, even if they have to do something in an easy way, still they move here and there, keep running. Young kids. If you experienced this with your child, what you call them? When we name this behavior or action, what we call them? Yes? If any child is behaving and acting this way, what we call them?
Hyperactive.
We call them?
Hyperactive.
Hyperactive. Or we call them overactive. Or we call them fidgety. But the moment we experienced it, we start giving name to it. If we experienced that my child is unable to connect with somebody new, any uncle or aunt, they are uncomfortable to connect, what we call them? They are struggling to connect with new people, strangers, what we call them?
Antisocial.
Antisocial, shy, reserved, sometimes introvert. Yes or no? What we have a tendency, whatever we experience, we start naming that experience.
We tag them.
We start labeling them.
This is an adjective which we use. It's a very routine. Like the moment I experience that my child is very slow in processing, slow in grasping, we start calling them. If they take more time to understand, we start calling them slow learners. It's a very, nowadays the parents have a tendency, they start using those new adjectives to define the child. And the problem is, when we unknowingly give them those adjectives, gradually it becomes their identity. They start living with that identity, and that is a bigger damage. If I use a term to define the child that you are hyperactive, because anyways, if I experience it, I don't keep this term with me. I keep this narrative to the child. It becomes part of my communication. You are hyperactive, you are hyperactive. If I go to Monica's place, I'll say, Monica, my child is very much hyperactive. Haan, dhyan rakhna iska. We will tell the word around. We'll not keep it to ourselves. We will address our kids with that narrative. We'll tell the word around, and gradually, child will start living with that belief. And if they live with that belief, their growth gets on halt. If any child who start believing in the fact that I'm slow, do you think they're going to participate in Olympiads ever? Do you think they will participate in quiz competitions? The one child who feel that I'm slow, do you think they will ever dream to be number one in the class? They will ever prepare to be number one in the class? Do you think?
No.
They remain slow then throughout the life. They remain average because they never put efforts to be number one. They put average efforts, average results, and they get into the fix of average. Why? Because in young age, we have given them some wrong beliefs, wrong identities. And believe me, this many of us right now, we are in this meeting, we are 14. Even 14 of us, we have certain identities which we have got in our young age. आज भी जो internal voice है ना मेरी कि I can do it or I can't do it, this internal voice is coming from certain experiences, certain beliefs which we had in the past. What stops you and what encourages you is your belief about yourself. And when it got poured in you, when it got placed in your mind, subconscious, when we were young. So in this age, the terms which we use unknowingly to define our kids is going to define their being. Unknowingly. This is also something which we are not doing it knowingly. And there are parents, those who have given wrong beliefs to their kid, and they don't know how to alter those beliefs. And that is a science, that is a process now, how to correct it. But unknowingly they are doing it. Right? And that is why the role of a parent coach is important. There are many things which I can share on and on, but I hope you got clarity on the fact that there are areas which needs mindfulness, which needs effectiveness, even in communication. Today I shared few, tomorrow I'll share few more. Day after tomorrow, few more. Tomorrow we're going to meet at 7 p.m. same time, and Sunday we're going to meet at 11 o'clock, first half. Right?
Wonderful.
Before winding up today's discussion, I just want to know that since it was our first interaction, I'm grateful that you participated, most of you, and I request that tomorrow onwards, if you choose a calm place to sit and participate, it will be beneficial for all of us, right? Rather, people, those who participate, they learn more, right? If their energy is contributing, definitely it will be incorporating into learning. So I
Sunday
request all
what
of you,
time? I'm
11
sorry,
to
Sunday
1.
what time?
11 to 1. 11 to 1. And I request all of you tomorrow, since it was first day, I know maybe there was something chaotic, but today, like now, tomorrow onwards, you can be choosing a right place to sit with headphones, and we'll go on with new topics tomorrow. And I hope the way I'm talking, it is understandable. The communication, the flow, everything is okay. All set? Done? चलो ठीक है फिर कल मिलते हैं.
So I have a question.
Yes, yes, Anusha.
So we discussed certain scenarios where we were wrong, where we were, we were doing wrong. But we did not discuss how that particular thing to be tackled. Like if we're tagging our child, instead of tagging him, what we should do?
You shall explain, right?
Okay.
No, this
Like,
is in detail. What I'm sharing with you, each topic demands a good discussion of half an hour or 1 hour. Then to 3 days, I will not be able to talk much. And there is programs. This program which we have kept foundation program, right? Further, there are programs where we will be. I'll tell you what all topics are there in each segment: in mindful parenting, in strategic parenting, in digital parenting, in this gentle parenting. There are many aspects of it. But yes, in detail we can discuss. But suppose you are talking about, I shared many of us, and there are few which demands only mindfulness, and few may be strategic in nature. Like in this case, when instead of giving one word to it, you explain it. If I have to tell someone about my child, about their inability, that they are unable to sit at one place for long, I'll say the same. Instead of calling them hyperactive, I'll say that my child is unable to sit at one place for long. Instead of calling them shy, I'll say he's not that comfortable to connect with people. He takes more time.
It takes time. Yeah.
If instead of saying slow learner, I'll say he need to be explained 3 or 4 times. You need to have patience with him, right? He will
Okay.
take more this 4-5 times to understand things, instead of calling them slow. And for each word there is a definition which you shall be using consciously. But उससे भी पहला step ये है to know whether I'm using those words or not, because unknowingly we are using these words. उसके लिए we have to do assessment, or self-assessment tools are there through which you can get to know which all patterns you have in your language. There are assessment tools also. Then only you will be changing. पहले तो पता होना कि I'm doing this mistake, I'm using a certain word unknowingly.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, shall we?
Sir, can I speak in Hindi?
Yes,
Because
yes,
like
go ahead.
मेरा question मतलब बहुत देर से मेरे दिमाग में एक चीज आ रही है. So you heard about sexual abuse, right? Like in children's. So we are talking about like parenting, how to do parenting. So क्या हमारी parenting हमारे children's पे क्या ऐसे affect कर सकती है कि जिसकी वजह से बच्चे sometimes sexual abuse का शिकार होते हैं? क्या ऐसा कह सकते हैं?
बिल्कुल हो सकता है, क्योंकि as a parent I'm responsible for multiple things.
Yeah.
Right? A child who's getting abused, they may be abused because of lack of information, which is not given to them timely way. Right? You haven't trained your child on good touch, bad touch. You haven't
Yes, sir.
given this confidence to child that they can come back to you to share their pain, to share their uncomfort.
Yes,
you may
sir.
be not regularly talking to your child. You may not be involved in your child's life. Right? These all are areas of parenting which can be missing in these cases. You
Yes,
may
sir.
haven't built
Absolutely.
your child as a bold child who can voice out. Right? So
Yeah.
maybe they have a submissive voice, and they kept into that, they went into that zone where they are submissive and they're not sharing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So parenting के कई aspect हैं इसमें, इसी case में. If any
Yeah.
child who is suffering, maybe we can see if something went wrong in parenting. And this is a subject. There are 3 important subjects related to it. One, with young kids, when you talk about good touch, bad touch. Second is changes of puberty, which we need to be explained. And third is sex education. And all
Yes,
three
sir.
at a different age brackets. For young toddlers and preschoolers, you talk about good touch, bad touch. For pre-teens, you talk about changes, puberty changes. And for teens, you discuss about, or early adults, you discuss about sex education.
Yes, sir.
And all 3 are important subjects which a parent shall be definitely in time talking to child, not after time, in time, before time. Then only we can expect that the child will be behaving the way you want. Suppose अगर मेरा मानना ये है कि बड़ी जनरल सी बात बताता हूँ, कुछ भी चीजें, राइट? जब भी मेरा बच्चा कोई गलती करने वाला है या उससे कोई गलती करवाने वाला है, उस समय अगर उसके कानों में, उसके दिमाग में your voice is echoing, it will stop them. If your voice is not echoing, high chances are there they will fall to that pressure.
Yeah.
And most of the time, we parents get into action after problem happens, after mistake happens. We never talk about the problem beforehand, proactively. एक बड़ा strong metaphor है, which says that rules are made most of the time on the day it is first time broken. जिस दिन वो पहली बार टूटता ना, उसी दिन रूल बनाया जाता है, which is the problem. हम एक्शन में तब आते हैं जब रिएक्शन हो चुकी होती है. We are not proactive in parenting. If you know कि ये टाइम है, ये माइलस्टोन्स हैं जब हमने ये चीजें करनी है अपने बच्चे से, तो शायद ये गलतियां ना हो, कैन बी अवॉइडेड, क्योंकि आपकी वॉइस इको करेगी. अगर तुम्हें किसी ने टच किया, यू शैल कम बैक, बट उसे पता ही नहीं क्या करना है. गेटिंग मी? तो शायद होती है. आई वॉन्ट से कि पेरेंट ही हर वक्त जिम्मेवार है, पर पेरेंट के लिए करने के लिए बहुत है इस काम, इस चीज को अवॉइड करने, राइट?
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
And it's 3 days discussion which I'm doing with you. I may not be able to discuss one topic in detail, but I'll be discussing a lot of topics. Of course, there are programs in detail where we'll be discussing all perspectives, where we'll be discussing a problem with 5-step model: problem, causes, solutions, and what all problems will come while applying solutions, and what are the solutions to those probable challenges. That's how we have to share the problem. We have to discuss a problem and solution. So of course, we may not have much time to discuss it in this program, but anyways, 3 days you will get a lot of value. If you want, हम एक ही पे discuss करें तो मेरा agenda रह जाएगा. Lot to share with you, right? All set? See you tomorrow at same time, 7 o'clock. I hope you got good value of time. और कईयों को शायद ये भी ना पता चला हो कि 2 घंटे निकल गए. Right? चलो. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Manish.
Good
Thank you,
night.
sir. Good night, sir.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, everyone.